Hi friends, I'm Amy. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today it's Oreo Pops. Super delicious, super easy, and honestly great for any occasion because you can decorate them a million different ways. But since the holidays are coming up, I'm going to stick with the traditional colors, and we're gonna decorate them with red and green, and I've got some sprinkles and some luster dust and stuff like that here. So the only thing you need for the actual pops are Oreos and cream cheese. This is the ratio that I have found that works perfectly. Don't try to mess with this, otherwise you're gonna have, your Oreo Pops are gonna be too sticky or too dry and they won't stay together. 36 regular Oreos to 5 ounces of cream cheese. No more, no less. Make sure it's full fat. Make sure it's not the whipped stuff from the tub. It needs to be the block. 5 ounces of cream cheese. So first thing we're gonna do is we're going to crush up our Oreos nice and fine. You want a nice, smooth, round ball, so these need to be crushed up very finely. So really a blender or a food processor works the very best. Again, 36 Oreos, no more, no less. My daughter just came in and asked if she could eat just one, and I said no, because it will mess up the ratio. Really nice and fine. Yes, that was perfect. Let me find my bowl. Let's do the rest of these. You can use a hand mixer for this. It will definitely work. Okay, the best way I have found to do this, it's really difficult if you just stick the whole block of cream cheese in there. I'm going to cut off little chunks, and as it's going on low speed, I'm gonna add little chunk at a time. That will work the very best. First thing I'm gonna do is cut exactly 5 ounces. So on low, I'm just gonna cut off a little chunk and drop it in a little bit at a time. It's going to look like it's not enough cream cheese, and you're going to want to add more. And trust me, I've done this and I ruined them. Well, actually I didn't ruin them. I just ended up like doubling the batch because I had to add more Oreo Pops, and I just was making Oreo Pops for days. This makes quite a lot. Okay, just give it a minute, let it go. See, it's coming together. See how that forms a really nice, workable, perfect consistency dough, if you want to call it dough. Okay, I am going to show you all the tips and tricks to help you get these to work. A lot of common problems that people ask me about are, how do I keep the sticks from falling out? How do I keep the chocolate from cracking? I'm going to show you all of that. So the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to make the actual pops, the actual balls, and I'm just gonna roll them about 1 inch around. If you go bigger, it's top heavy. Remember, we're covering it with chocolate, so it will look bigger than this. You want to get them as round as possible. Make sure they're not touching, because if they touch, then they kind of get that flat. You're going to have a slightly flat spot on the bottom anyway, but when you put the stick in, you're going to turn it upside down. But we're not going to put the sticks in now, because if we did, then it would smash the ball and it wouldn't be flat. You actually need to chill these at intervals. Okay, so I've got all my balls rolled out, and I'm going to stick them in the freezer for about 10 minutes. You don't want them fully frozen, but you want them frozen enough that when you put the stick in, it will hold its shape. Okay, I have my Oreo Pops out of the freezer and we are ready to add the popsicle sticks or lollipop sticks. Here is my trick to getting the pop to stay on the stick. I have some coating chocolate in here. I like the coating chocolate because it will harden up. And I have chocolate to match the Oreo pop. So I'm just gonna dip my stick in the end there. Turn your pop upside down. It's slightly flattened on the bottom, and that's where you're going to stick the lollipop in, like that. And then it doesn't matter if it lays on its side or whatever, but that's the trick to getting them to stay on. These will go back in the freezer just for like 5 minutes, just to let the chocolate set so that you are able to dip without worrying about the Oreo part falling off. And this is the stage where you can leave them in the freezer longer if you have something else you need to go do. You can get this part done, and then when you're ready to decorate, you can pull them out of the freezer. The trick to getting the chocolate not to crack, it cracks because you're putting warm with cold, and that's too drastic of a temperature change. So when you are ready to dip your Oreo Pop into the melted chocolate, let it sit at room temperature for like 5 to 7 minutes, so it's not completely frozen when you dip the pop in, and that should help prevent it from those big cracks that happen. Totally something you can do with the kids. Rolling out the Oreo balls and sticking the lollipop sticks in is absolutely something they can do. Even the decorating part they can help with. This is a fun activity. Back in the freezer until I am ready to decorate. Okay, I have my Oreo Pops. They've been out of the fridge or the freezer for about 3 or 4 minutes, and while they continue to just warm up a little bit, I'm going to get my chocolate ready. So I have candy coating chocolate melts in red and green. Any color will work. I think they work best in a glass. It's just, you can dip more. It's just easier to get down to the bottom or cover the entire pop. So I think I'll start with red. Start with a minute and then stir. Make sure you kind of mix everything up, and then 30-second increments until it's fully melted. Here is the best tip I have. After you dip the Oreo Pop, you have to set it down somewhere. And if you set it on its side, it's ruined. You can, if you don't have one of these, I'll explain this in a minute, you can set it like this, and then there will be that flat spot on the bottom, and you would just serve them like that on a platter. Totally fine, not a big deal. If you want to keep the round appearance, this is floral foam, floral styrofoam, and I have wrapped it in some wrapping paper. This is just what I have. I've obviously used it before. You can reuse and reuse. It's easiest I have a skewer here. It's easy to poke the holes first, and then you can stick the pop in and it will dry without, getting a flat surface somewhere. So there is that trick right there. We'll check on these melts. Just do one color of chocolate at a time because it will harden. So, dip half in the red and then melt the green and then do half in the green. And I'm going to show you several different ways to decorate these. You can just leave them plain. That's fine. You can add sprinkles. I have some of this spray luster dust. It's really cool. You just spray it and it just shoots out this really fine mist of this kind of shimmery dust. Okay, we're fully melted. I'm actually gonna let that chocolate cool just a bit. It's really hot. Just gonna maybe just a minute, just so it's not so hot. Okay, I'm gonna pour some of these. I love these little tiny sprinkles. I like them best for the Oreo Pops. The big sprinkles tend to kind of stick out or turn under, and I think they're kind of harder to eat. So, okay, I think we're ready. All right, we are ready. Let's do this. This is the fun part. Okay, so you're just barely gonna cover the top of this. Make sure, you even could leave a little bit brown on the bottom. Make sure you get all the excess off. This takes some time. Because if you have extra chocolate, what's gonna happen is it's gonna drip down. And it won't make that nice round shape. That's another reason why the tall glass is good, because you can just do this without getting chocolate everywhere. And I'll just kind of barely wipe the top off. And there we go. This one gets a few sprinkles on top. And it goes into the styrofoam. Yay. All right, I'm gonna try something different I'm gonna try this spray dust. Just see how it just gives it like a shine. This is edible, make sure this is from the Sweet Tooth Fairy. So that just has like a really pretty shine on it. Yay, okay. I'm gonna leave some of them just plain because I'm gonna show you how I will double dip for 2 colors on there. But you see how the Oreo ball is not falling off? It's secure in there. That stick is nice and secure. Perfect, actually I'm gonna leave that one plain. I'm actually gonna go get my edible glitter. So this is luster dust. I'm gonna go get my edible glitter. I wanna see what that looks like. I find this on Amazon. Just search edible glitter for cakes and cupcakes. I also find this there's a local store in Salt Lake called Orsangigi. It's like a gourmet baking store, cooking store. Let's try some gold and red and silver. Give that a try. Oh, that's just really, really pretty. So you could get like a really pretty Christmas wrapping paper and wrap, and then this would be such a fun piece at a party on your buffet table, or even the center of your table, or a dessert table. It would look so pretty. Could do, and all the different colored candy melts. There's so many, white, pink, chocolate, just some chocolate ones. I've done these for Halloween too. I need one of those shaker bottles. I lost mine. Ah, that looks pretty. And see, no cracking. I don't see any cracking. You just don't want to do really hot melted chocolate with the frozen, completely frozen pops, and then you will be good. Make sure you decorate right away, or put sprinkles on for the chocolate. Okay, let's try some of this greenish dust. Gotta do some glitter. I still see no cracking, so that is good. Because I have had mine crack before until I figured that out. I would pull them straight out from the freezer, dip them in the hot, and half of them would crack, and it was very frustrating. Yay. I'm kind of a glittery mess, but there are our Oreo Pops. Really festive, and you can make them for any occasion. So anyway, try them out. Let me know how you like them. Make sure if you want to see more tutorials like this, subscribe to my channel.